What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today, from Star Wars The Black Series, we are looking at two of the most anticipated figures of the year. That is, of course, the Amazon exclusive Imperial Stormtrooper Holiday Edition and the Gamestop exclusive Clone Trooper Holiday Edition. And I have to give a shout out to Jeremy, aka Jedi Hunter 83. He hooked it up with the Clone Trooper, but of course I got the Amazon one for myself. So let's not waste a whole lot of time here. We'll take a quick look at the package and then we will take a look at the figures themselves. So up close and personal, you can see that the boxes actually do have a surprising amount of detail on them. There's little Darth Vaders and Clone Troopers and Stormtroopers all throughout the box, forming little snowflakes. On the Clone Trooper side, you can see it has the Clone Trooper Holiday Edition right there, a to and from sticker with a Clone Trooper on it, and then this one actually has a Stormtrooper on it. So they made different art for these boxes, which is insane coming from Hasbro. And they both have the same exact bio, so if you want to go ahead and pause it and read it. And of course, on the bottom of the box, there's not a whole lot going on. On the top, not too much. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to crack these bad boys open. We'll take a look at the accessories and then the figures. So first up here, we'll start out with the Clone Troopers weapons. And right off the bat, we have a repaint of the Knight of Ren weapon. That is the first time we saw this one, and it is painted to look like a candy cane. It's red plastic, and then it has little bits of white, of course, going alternating back and forth throughout the weapon itself. And this is actually a pretty, honestly, clever reuse of this weapon. It is kind of candy cane shaped in a way. So really clever usage, but of course it's nothing new. It's just a repaint. The paint is actually pretty clean. There's even some nice little white dots right there. So yeah, there you go. And then he also comes with a little penguin porg, which is a great color scheme, and this actually makes porgs look cute. I'm typically not a fan of the porgs, but he's got some really nice paint details, some blue eyes, his little red scarf with a little bit of green on it. Looks really nice. The sculpted details of the fur as well also really sell the effect. And yeah, this is actually my very first porg. I don't have the other porgs, so cool. And then we have the Stormtrooper's weapon, which this is the Amazon exclusive Praetorian Guard with the heavy blade. This is a repaint of that weapon. And I hate to say it, but are you kidding me, Hasbro? Look at that. Is there seriously a black wash right there on this weapon? Like, that is insane. It also looks like it has a little bit down here as well. They never put washes on anything, but they're going to go all out for the Holiday Trooper. And it does have a nice translucent blue blade right there, which I'm always a sucker for translucent plastic. But I can't believe that. There is seriously like a little bit of a wash. That's crazy, Hasbro. And it, of course, if you couldn't tell, has the candy cane design to it as well. And then our last accessory here is a pure white porg, which again, looks pretty adorable. Got the big black eyes, no other paint on him really. And he's just pure white, and it is the exact same sculpt. I know there's a couple different sculpts, I believe, for the porgs, but these ones are exactly the same. So overall, not a bad assortment of accessories, a surprising amount of paint detail on the heavy blade, and I actually do like these different colored porgs. They look cuter to me than original porgs do, so that's a plus in my book. So now let's go ahead. We're going to take a look at the figures. All right, and here they are out of the packaging, and honestly, these figures are definitely an abomination, but at the same time, I kind of like them. I think they look pretty interesting. Of course, they definitely look ugly, but I kind of think that's the vibe they're going for based on the ugly Christmas sweaters that both of the troopers have on them. But of course, any Black Series collector can see that this is the old Stormtrooper body, and then also the old Clone Trooper body. So Hasbro is still finding a way to get money out of those molds. Hasbro, I'm sure these molds are paid for. You can retire them. But something about them seeing in person, I feel a lot less angry about them than I did when we initially found out about these way back a few months ago, and we talked about it, me and Justin, on Figure It Out, which is our weekly Star Wars Black Series talk show. You guys should always be watching that every single Friday. But anyways, back to the figures. We pretty much know what to expect out of these when it comes to the articulation. So I don't necessarily think I'm going to go over that for this video, but I'll go ahead and show you off the details, and then I will go ahead and do a comparison of the figures here. So let's just start off with the Stormtrooper. All right, and up close and personal, you can see that he does have some pretty decent paint apps on the helmet, missing quite a few paint apps, like the little sticker that goes right there, and on the back of the helmet as well. He also has a smudge on the back of the helmet, which is great, but molded in some green plastic that looks pretty decent. And I like the black visor and the mouthpiece and the like exhaust ports on the chin part of the mask, and that red line up there is pretty clean. And then of course the main attraction here is the ugly Christmas sweater. It's got an X-Wing on it, some Rebellion logos, and AT-AT. Looks pretty funny. It's actually printed pretty cleanly on there, and I believe looks to be applied with the same method that they apply photoreal with, where it's like all those little dots and whatnot. Yeah, if we zoom really far in, you can kind of see like where the print ends on the side. But he's got some molded red shoulders. The underneath suit part is also a molded green plastic. So there's not too much paint on these guys at all. So really these figures are, of course I bought them and Jeremy bought me one as well. So it's like, you know, we're supporting Hasbro, but it's like, man, they are really making out on these figures. Not a whole lot of paint on them. These molds we've seen a million times. But yeah, just going down, more of the same. And then of course in the legs here, the only other real bit of paint, which it actually is kind of scuffed up on mine on the legs there. It's just Stormtrooper. It's a holiday version. There's a look at the back of the figure. The greens actually don't look like they match, so dang it, Hasbro. And then you can actually see they went so far as when you push the figure back, you can see how far the print goes up, which is appreciated. I do appreciate that, but yep, there is the Stormtrooper. And now here is the clone, which has slightly more paint on him than the Stormtrooper does. However, I've got some pretty sloppy paint on my copy here. You can see the visor here definitely bleeds over to the front part of the helmet. This little mark almost looks intentional, but I don't think it is, and I think it's just some paint that accidentally got on the helmet, because the helmet on this guy is red plastic and then it's painted green on the top there, so it's kind of like a little bit of a reversal. So like the machine or something missed and sprayed mine in the face. It's no big deal for me, just because these figures are definitely more of a novelty than something I'm like, oh man, these are front and center for the collection. Here's a look at the sweater. He's got TIE Fighters and the Death Star, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense considering he's a clone trooper. Stars as well down here, and then you can see that it's also printed on the underneath part of the midsection. And of course there's the green and red throughout the figure. And then down at the bottom, he's got the green legs and then the white paint on there and a scuff mark. And overall, not too bad. Of course, the paint is very sketchy on the back of the figure there, but from the front, the white actually looks pretty clean. But alas, still a figure that is definitely more of a novelty and barely has any paint on it. So Hasbro is making out like bandits with these figures. But like I said, I'm not going to go over the articulation for these figures. I've reviewed both of these molds 100,000 times in the past, so go check out any one of my reviews featuring these two molds, such as the Purge Trooper or the Walgreens Lieutenant Clone, or any of the Gaming Great Trooper reviews I've done this year. You can see the articulation for these, but we've seen it so often, I just kind of don't feel like doing it for these figures. So let's go ahead, we're going to put them back here, and then we're going to see how they scale. All right, first up, here they are with Bly and the 2020 Stormtrooper. Then we have the 2020 Ahsoka Clone and the Maul DeLorean. Then we've got a new player in town for the comparisons. We have the Bandai Movie Realization Shadow Trooper and the Diamond Select Boba Fett. And then we have the Bandai Clone Trooper model kit and the SH Figuarts Tank Pilot. Then of course we have the Mafex First Order Stormtrooper and then the G.I. Joe Classified Red Ninja. So there you have it, folks. There's a quick look at the GameStop exclusive Holiday Clone Trooper and the Amazon exclusive Holiday Stormtrooper. Both are available, I'm pretty sure, to order/pre-order, so they're pretty easy to find. So far, I haven't actually been able to find any of the other ones, haven't seen any of them in stores. So that's kind of surprising considering how much hate these figures got, that they're literally flying off the shelves like that. Because I know they've been in the area, I've seen other local collectors with them, but I've just been beat to the punch with them. But it's just surprising to me because these figures were so hated on, yet seem to be selling pretty well. So who knows what's going on, but of course, my opinion, if you want them, get them. If you don't want them, don't get them. They're a novelty. They're not essential for your Black Series collection. They're just a fun little holiday gimmick from Hasbro to squeeze more money out of us collectors, and by selling us the same figure molds that we've been seeing for 7 years now. So there you go. If you enjoyed my review, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Of course, I'm Nate from Out of the Basement. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.